All right, so it's Sunday afternoon. We just got back from church and I came out to find that Maggie gotten out of her cage. Great. I don't see any holes or anything around in the ground, but I do see a few clumps of fur. But I don't know if that was just because she, was misbehaving and getting out of places she shouldn't, or if she actually started to pull fur. But today was the day that I did intend to give all the does their nest boxes anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I don't see a hole around here. So it's too early for her to have had her litter, so I don't think we have to worry about that. But if she had started to make a nest somewhere, I would have at least taken the fur that she had pulled and put that in an actual nest box, not pull any ground material from that. But anyways, getting chores done quick because it's about to probably rain here in a few minutes too. So we're gonna make sure that we really get all the tarps up in front of everybody and all of that. But today's supposed to be the coldest day of the week and just get better from here. So everybody's gonna stay out here. We're gonna pack them in for 24 hours just in case we have early litters, but it should be good. All right, we'll see how she does with it. She's never had one before, so she's not all that professional. She's like, I don't really know what to do with all this. Yeah, you gonna make a nest in there? That's where your babies have to go. Okay. Well, she's interested, so that's a good sign. But they're all pretty much just snacking on the straw right now, so I think we're definitely far from having any litters, which is fine. I would much rather than wait till the weather warms up. All right, my first thing that I do is peek under the cages to see. I see a lot of straw out there on the ground, but let's peek at. She's due today. Calm down. Nope, not a single thing. She's due today, and then she's due. Oh, we're just sitting in there snacking, so we're definitely not anywhere close. And nothing with her too, so that's okay. I was kind of hoping it would warm up a little first before anybody had anything. Check them on our way back. All right, it's early morning. I did a check on all the does. Everyone's due today now. So the two of them are actually a day past due, but it's cold and I'm like totally fine with them running late. The funny thing that I've noticed is that this is our second breeding season here at this property. And while we are only about 11 minutes from our old place, things are very different. And so like as far as like the animals' responses and things, and like I used to poo-poo that kind of stuff, but little things that like they're not rabbits obviously, but I had chickens at the other place and my mom had chickens about 11 or 20 minutes south of me, and I could mix the layer feed with corn and they still lay through the winter and stuff, but then she couldn't and they would stop laying. So, everything else was the same. And like now, my girls used to be on point 31 days delivery, but now all year last year, every single one was a day or two late. And like right now, nobody's showing signs of delivery. So they're going to be again late this year, I think. So anyways, just little stuff like that just can be different. And all right, we have fur being pulled. So finally, she is more than a day late, like a day and a half. So that's not bad, but she did not put that in there. I did. So we're gonna watch her and see if she puts it where she should. Hopefully she'll get in there. She's gonna go to town, it looks like, which is good, but you need to have your babies in there, not out here, okay? So I'm gonna feed everybody and put her tarp back. Yeah, and leave you be. Hi, can I look at them? I see you have babies. Can I see? As you can see, there's a couple in there, not under the fur. And so what I really wanna do mostly right now is just get them in the nest and under the fur, but she's a pretty jumpy, she's not gonna trust me, let's put it that way. So I may just have to take the nest box out, but I want to try and pull the fur down without causing her to step on them and not get in trouble myself at the same time. Can I put them in the fur? I'm gonna try and move the nest box closer to me. Mostly I wanna try and reach that fur at least. Yeah, I wanna see how many there are to see if she's close to being done or not. I don't think there's too many in here yet because it's only been an hour and a half or so since I walked away. So we got 4 right there. Yep, I think we got 4. There's another one. 5. There's 5. Okay, we got 5 so far. It's a nice, almost 70-degree day, so the litters will be fine out here. She just had 5. The way she's looking, I think she probably will have a couple more. The kits are like, good size, so maybe that's all she'll have. I wouldn't want too many more just because I want her to be able to feed them all. And the other 2 does don't look like they're gonna have anything. So Maggie might, because she was exposed to the buck 3 times. The other one, I would be shocked if she had anything. But I'm still gonna give them another day before I consider who I'm gonna breed next. But yeah, we're yeah, I don't know what happened with those. I mean, anytime I breed a doe, I never take her anywhere. So considering that they were at another show and then I brought them home and all of that, and then about a week ago, we did have a pretty significant storm in the middle of the night with some pretty hard lightning, but I'm like, if she made it, the other two should have made it too. So, I don't know. You never know with rabbits. But this also kind of confirms my thoughts on I don't breed them and take them to shows. I don't stress them out in any kind of way as far as changing their caging around or anything like that. So anyway, it's worth a try. Didn't work out, that's all right. All right, they're not quite 24 hours old, but what I'm watching for, they're not looking, see, this is just skin wrinkles, but there's a difference between that and a little bit of a wrinkle like that right there, where it's a dehydration. But the reason I think it's still there is probably because she recently fed them. I don't think they were fed for a little while after they were born. But that one also has a belly, so that's what tells me she also recently refed them. But what I'm watching for is right where you can see my fingernail is there's evidence of a little bit of a dehydration line. But I call it that. I don't think it's technical. But this one too is pretty wrinkly, so I'm gonna watch it. Come here. But it also has a little bit more, sorry. It also has a little bit of a belly. It's not sunken in or anything. So I think it did get fed at some point. Probably not as much as it could, but we're also gonna give some electrolytes to help maybe increase her milk as well. Okay. So that's a 2-gallon bucket. Like, it's literally just a sprinkling, maybe a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons. This is what I bought most recently. It works. I just don't love it because it does have a smell. And rabbits can be really funny about smells. So if you can find a different one, I will link to the one that I prefer that has no smell. But this one is what we're using for now, and it's doing okay. All right, so I kept about I filled that bucket about halfway full, and there's about half of that amount left. So I'm keeping it up there so that nothing else drinks out of it. And I'll keep it for about 24 hours, but after that, I'll dump it. But the reason I want you to see this is that it's not around where it could get any access to light. I'll be closing this door. And the reason for that is you don't want it to cause growth of bacteria of any kind. We've got one chicken left, which we'll be getting more later, but I don't want her sneaking in there and drinking out of it. It wouldn't hurt her at all, but I don't want, I've always been real careful about cross-contaminating anything with the birds. Just because I always would rather be overly cautious and not have problems than have an issue. But the other girls are day 34, I think. I'd have to count it out, but they're significantly over. They're like 4 days over. So we're gonna call those a no-go. Plan for the next breedings the ones that hopefully will be the least amount related to Ivy's litter, and see what we can do from there.